Hi, as I mentioned last week, that today I will talk about the polymorphisms, but there are a lot of things relating to the polymorphisms. But so I'll start talking about the class first. I've explained you about this animal class. You can see here, this is a animal class, and it has a private member variable. The type of this private is string. The name of the variable is name. So you can see here, I wrote the constructor public animal with only one parameter, name. And then this name is name. So the name that sent from outside through this variable will be copied to this name, that is this one, right? This is the member variable names. And because this animal class has a private string name, so you must provide the getter, the setter. It depends on your design. But to make it simplest, I provide just only the getter one to get the name from other class can get the name of this animal. So once you create the animal class, and now if you have something like animal A1 is new animal, and then you say that this is AA1. This is the name of this animal AA1. I will show you in detail of each part. So this part is new animal AA1. So what does this statement do? It will create an object of the animal. This one will be the object of type animal that AA1 is set to name to be AA1, but the name is private, so other classes cannot access this one, cannot see, but it provides just only the method get name. So other class can see the object of the animal class, just only, yeah, it can create. The reason that it can create is the other class can use new, and this new will call the constructor that is public. So this one is public. This one is public, and the other one, the get name. So the one that can be accessed from outside is this one and new. So there are two functions, two methods that other classes can call. That is the constructor and get name. Only two things from this side: constructor and get name. And then so other classes can see this one get name. And if I delete this variable, so this is the part that other classes can see from the animal get name. Okay, so this part of the statement, once you call it, it means that it will create a new animal class here, that is this object, and you use A1 to be the reference. So you have a reference A1 that point to this animal class, this animal object, sorry, and A1 is an animal. Okay, so I hope that you can understand what it is. GetName is a public one, so other classes can call GetName, and the A1 is the type of animal that point to this object. And next, I create another class. This class called dog, and it must provide a constructor public dog and string name, same one as we did with the animal. But this time you can call super and send the parameter the name. Oh, sorry, I forgot that. You must tell the compiler that the dog will extend the animal. So once it extend the animal, so this one can be seen. The constructor can be called, getName can be called, but this one cannot. The name, because it is private one. Okay, so this one is called the way that you can call the constructor of the superclass, but I have to tell you that if you want to call the constructor of the superclass, it must be in the first line of the method. Super, the keyword super must be in the first line. You cannot do any other thing and then call super, cannot. Okay. Okay, so next. Um, if you write something that is different, like public string, and we call overriding get name, and you return something like am a dog, am a dog, and my name is plus get super dot get name. So if you call get name of the dog, it will be the different one. Okay, so if you write your dog class like this and you create something like dog, D1 is new dog and provide the name to be DD1. So same as the one that I mentioned before, that this statement will create an object of the dog, right? And it has same thing, get name. It has a method get name, and it has the constructor that is public. So other class can use new dog and provide by this one dog D1. This one is type dog Okay, and it points to it points to this object. Okay, so guys, once you call the one dot get name, for sure it will return this get name, right? Because this get name is the dog. Get name is the method of the dog. But so the result will be I'm a dog and my name is DD1. And then if I have something a little bit strange, that please remember one thing. You can use a reference of the superclass to point to an object of subclass. Okay. So now please try by yourself that if I call a2.getName, which method will be called? This one or this one? Because I use the object of the dog here. I create an object of the dog, but I point to this object using the animal. So guys, this statement will create this object, and it will point to this object by a2, that is an animal. So try which one, and you can remember by yourself. So this is my first question. If we do it like this, that use the reference from of superclass, point to an object of the subclass, and then use that variable and dot get name. Okay, do you know why the reason why we cannot use the reference from the subclass to point to the superclass? So please take a look at this. If in our class dog, look at this. If I add a new thing, public void, do nothing, just play. That is not in the animal. And this method just system.out.print line. Just print line. I'm digging. So in animal, they don't have the method play, right? In animal, there are just two things, constructor and get name. But in the dog, you provide the play one. So what does it mean? It means that if you do something like a2, that is the reference that point to a dog. Of course, in a dog, it has get name, right? And play. But a2 is an animal. So if other classes look at the animal can be used. Look at this. I will expand this one. For the animal one, there is just only get name. No play method, because this one is an animal. So other classes can call get name. That's fine. Can call get name. That's fine. This is just the definition, and the actual part is in the object. But just you can call get a name. But if this one cannot cannot do. This one cannot. So if I declare dog, that is a tree, but this one I will create a new animal, dd3. So what does it mean? This one cannot do. So it means that you create an object of an animal that this one is get name, right? There is a method get name from this animal. But in the dog a3, this one is the dog a3 that point to this object. So other classes, if they can see dog here, what does it mean? In the dog, there are two methods, get name and play. So the problem is if other classes call play, uh, when they call to the actual object, there is no play method in this animal object. Okay, so the difference is if you use the reference of the subclass, the reference of the superclass like this, so all method in the superclass must be in the subclass. But all method in the subclass, of course, might not be in the superclass. So if you call the method that is not in the superclass, not in the superclass, that causes the problems. So this one cannot. You cannot use the reference of the subclass that point to the superclass. Okay, so that's all for the part of this explanation about creating a method and use a different thing. Okay.